What's up, everyone? Happy Thanksgiving. At least that's when I'm recording this video. So, been working out the garage, got a little thatch out here. As you can see, got the front bumper off the car, stripped down the front lip, and that's sitting over there. Just about to start sanding this thing up and getting it ready. So, anyway, a couple small things I've been working on the car before I start sanding. I removed these frame horns. They are where the foam crash bar mount. Went ahead and removed those. They're not doing much. Also frees up some more room in the front. But what I really started looking into is ducting for up here. And I think I know what I'm gonna end up doing. So the front bumper, the openings are right about here, where they start getting usable, you know, where you can make it squared off. So right about here, I think I'm gonna come out and make a little bracket that comes straight out of here. On the bottom side, it will curve down because, let's see, this is the bottom side. Oh, no, that's the top side of the bumper. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Anyway, that bumper sits about here. I'm gonna curve it down and lead to the bottom side of the oil cooler and intercooler. And then I'll just have straights coming out on both sides of here. And I'm basically gonna have those slots go up to the top of the intercooler. And basically what I'm gonna do is then fill this off. There's those cover plates right here, but I'm gonna have a little slot that goes kind of like an L shape in between the top of the radiator over here and down here, just to tie off that line. And like I said, all of this in here will still be open, but I'm using the crash bar itself over to kind of help guide the air and create this front side of the duct. So basically, like I said, I'm just gonna go straight up, kind of outline around the intercooler and tie it back into the radiator. I'm gonna do that on both sides. Keep this here because this is structural. Can't really mess with this. And then I'll get a cover for this to kind of mock where the tape was. And that should be pretty good airflow. What we had before was tape from here to the bottom side of the bumper, and then sealing off the cores on the side. You can't really see well. You might be able to see back there, but that's all we had, and it was good proof of concept, and on the top. So we were doing essentially the same thing. Now I'm just gonna extend this out so that no air can come through the inlet of the bumper and wash around, which I think is what we were doing before. So yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult of a project. But yeah, now Thatcher and I are just gonna start sanding this bumper, doing some prep work, and it'll be the same as what we did to that rear bumper. It's a little bit more work on this. As you can see, some of this paint is starting to peel, and I just wanna make this one a little bit better. So anyway, I'm gonna get started with that. Probably won't record this process too much because it'll be the exact same as that rear bumper. I just wanted to give you guys an update. So how about that, guys? Looks pretty good. I think it turned out a little bit better than the rear bumper. So one of the other noting points is those spray cans, you want to hold them upright as much as possible. And when I was doing that rear bumper, you saw I had it draped over kind of like a U shape over these Charlie horses. This time around, I actually set it up similar to this, a little bit lower. And basically what I did was on the end of these Charlie horses, I ran a screw through this metal bracket on both sides. These lights weren't in it, and it actually sat a little lower. And then I screwed that to the Charlie horse, and then I painted it more vertical, and it seemed to be much better. Paint's finished, clear coat's on, and I just went ahead and put the lip back on. This time around, I added some rubber and plastic trim adhesive to go along with my bolts. Try to keep it in and close that gap as much as possible. Sometimes on these GV style lips, they'll start sagging in between the bolt holes and stuff. So to avoid that, I added this adhesive along with my bolts. As you can see, I have some vice grips just kind of clamping it together until that adhesive dries just a little bit longer. So I'm not gonna put this bumper on tonight. So to kill some time, what I've been doing is working on some ducting for my cooler. So it's not pretty, but I think it's gonna function pretty good. I haven't done anything. These are really long because I want to get the bumper in place. That way I can know where to trim them. Basically, I don't think I'm going to do anything up top. I might do one that kind of just fills in this gap from the bumper to the crash bar, but after that, I don't know. I'm not too worried about the air that's up here because I am going to seal all these holes up here, so any air that gets up here is going to have to go through the radiator anyway. It's pretty sealed off on the sides, as you guys can see. So what I'm mostly worried about is down here close to the inlet of the bumper, because there's nothing really preventing that air from just washing out and going into the fender well. So I created some of this. This is a 020 like galvanized steel sheet. I know a lot of people use like 040 aluminum, but this is what I had, and I don't think it's going to be any much heavier or whatever than that 040 wall aluminum. Slightly heavier, but anyway, this is what I kind of have in a two-piece design just to be able to get it up here. I have this upper piece that goes into a tab right in front of the radiator. That's a factory bolt hole on this side. This side does not have that hole, so I'm going to have to drill and just probably use a self-tapper for that. But anyway, I have this little L-shaped bracket to kind of support the bottom side of this. And then there's a little tab over here from the factory crash bar, and I'm just basically going to put a self-tapper or a rivet into these, probably a self-tapper, that way I can remove it later. And then from there, I'll probably do some of that aluminum foil tape and just seal these gaps. It's not perfect, like I said, but it'll help guide the air. And then on the bottom side, since the bumper I think sits about here or so, there's I think 4 rows underneath the bumper opening. Basically what I'm going to do is have a piece that extends out from the entire length of the intercooler, comes out and then meets this and then extend out to the front bumper. So pretty simple three-sided duct, because I'm using the front bumper actually as the top side of the duct. I think this is going to be the best thing I can do. I don't want to remove all this. I did remove the horns, like I said, and previously. That's just because I think it's unnecessary weight. And yeah, so that's kind of the update for you guys. I'll probably do a little bit more trim in here once I'm gonna give that bumper, like I said, some more time to dry. I just don't want to scratch it or anything. And then we'll do some trimming of this duct, and hopefully we can get it going. I got some ducting finished up here. Literally every single time I turn the camera on, he starts doing that. Anyway, here's the ducting I came up with. Not the prettiest thing, but I am pretty happy with it. I think it's going to do a good job. I still have this gap, let's see, between the radiator and the intercooler. Last time I just had that filled out with tape, so I need to do that still. But overall, I think this ductwork, it fits in the bumper really good. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, and then I still need to mount it to the GV style lip, and then we'll go from there. Look at it. All right, so I'm about to load the car up on the trailer, take it over to Jacob and Leslie's to start working on this turbo kit. But I thought, since it's a nice sunny day, we'll wheel it out, take a look at the paint match, and I'm pretty happy with it. Look at it. I mean, it looks pretty spot on, good enough for a race car, good enough from far away. But there we go. Really happy with how it turned out. Let's see if I can show you guys the ducting. It'll be pretty good. You can see a little bit of room on the sides that I didn't get, but I don't think that's going to hurt too much. I think the majority of the air is going to go right through that intercooler and radiator. So I'm pretty happy with all of that. Just wanted to give you guys that short little update before loading it up, because it's about to get pretty real. So new turbo kit inbound.